Hello and welcome back. I'm very glad to have you guys here today, and we'll be building a Travelian kind of application. And so the way it works, it's very easy, and there's some cool stuff associated with it, which I'll be showing you guys. And all right, as you can see, we basically have like the hero section, right, and then we have this kind of background kind of hero that we have here. So I've actually went ahead to build this out customly without using any form of package, because this was, I think, the only like elegant way I could achieve this, which is very cool, which I'll show you guys. And also you can actually play around with some of the, there's actually an autoplay feature, as well as being able to control it with all of these controls, right? So I can actually click on here. You can see we have a couple of them. Click on it again, click on it again. It's going to just move it. And there's actually an autoplay feature. When you refresh the page, you should see that, right? I'm not going to do that now, but when you do it, you're going to see the autoplay feature. All right. So when you scroll down, there's actually a section for you to select, the destination, select the number of persons that's going with you on your trip, and select the check-in date as well as the checkout date, right? And then you can book. So now we're going to obviously like scroll down. You can see this is actually coming nice and clean. This is done using Figma motion to basically animate in. And this is definitely our popular destination section, right? I just scroll down, you can actually see the other part animated as well, coming in nice and clean. And also we have the blog section right here, very neat, right? So we have all the images coming in nice and clean. So now the interesting part, one of the interesting parts is the trip planner section, right? So when I hover over each of these cards, you see the magic happens, right? So there are a lot of things going on there, but I'm going to show you how you can do something like this using Figma motion. So it's very easy for you to do, and it's just like few lines of code, to be honest, and you can achieve this kind of cool effect, right? So yeah, this is the part I'll be showing you guys how to achieve. So I scroll down, you can basically have the destination section, right? You can see how it's coming in nice and clean. And then we have the traveler's experience. I call this the testimonial section, right? So this is where people that are reviewing the app basically just come in here to review, right? Then we have the newsletter, and finally we have the footer. So this app will not be complete without us going into the mobile part of our point of view. So I'm just going to obviously stop this view so you guys can concentrate on this. I'm going to close this out as well. Yeah, this is the mobile view. Just going to scroll up. Now this is the mobile view. You can see we have a very cool hamburger icon. So you can click on it. You can see it coming as expected, right? You might want to play around with the over effect if you want. That should actually be white. So I think I will update that, right? So close that out, scroll down. You can actually see we have everything in a different position, right? Which is very different from what you see in the desktop view. So now we have the popular destination. This is how it looks on mobile, which is so good, looking so clean. Special offer. So this is how it looks on mobile. Nice, nice. And also we have the trip planner that was actually animated on the desktop view that I showed you earlier. But when I check it out on mobile, you can see, boom, it's still there. Nice, right? So everything, each of the cards is well animated, looking so clean, right? So also with all of this, right? So on mobile, you see how well it just overlaps, which is actually expected, right? So then we have the testimonial section, we have the newsletter section, and then we have the footer section. Right, so this is exactly what we'll be building today. Kindly join me on this journey as we build out this cool layout. Yeah, thank you guys, and let's get started. Okay, so I think what next is the popular destinations part. I already said something similar, that we want a situation where we can reuse the headers. So we'll be making the headers a reusable component, and yeah, so I'm just going to build that and add it to maybe common. So yeah, come in here and just change this to section. And another thing I would do is going to come in here, create a new file, and this is going to be our header.tsx. Okay, so the header is going to take in the title, description, boom, and that will be all, right? Honestly, right. Okay, so let's do that. First of all, we'll define the interface, and this is going to be iProp, and we have the title already. It's going to be a string, and then we have our description, right? And in here we can destructure to title, description, iProp. Okay, good. So now we basically have a couple of things, or what I would do, I will add an extra prop into a long underline. This would be a boolean, right? So it will be true by default. We can make it optional. And good. Okay, so then we just need to put these guys together, I think. So in some cases we have this like stuff here, right? I don't know if it's wise for us to do that here, but yeah, I think it depends. It really depends. So we're going to ignore it and just make this header only, because this is actually part of whatever we have going on in the images cards. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and the first one is going to be the title, and just going to close that out, and we're going to add a div like this. So the div here is going to be of width. Let's check out the width of this guy. 356. I'll just do 300. It's fine. Alright, so yeah, BG primary, and we can do a couple of things here. So let's do maybe 100 for the short one. This is the long one, and this would be the short one. Yeah, so we have the title, and then we have the line, and then we should have a description, right? So let's put it here. Okay, so let's type what we have. So the title is Playfair font. So we'll do CN. We'll do Playfair. The class name. So we import the CN from utilities. And what we'll be needing now is a text size. And that's going to be 64. That's 64 pixels. So in remove that. Maybe in smaller screens, we could do 30 pixels. I hope that works. And also, in here we can just do MY4 to give a space in between it. Okay, so I think that makes sense. Not completely. So this is actually a gray text. So this text custom gray, and then yeah, that's cool. Okay, so now the header, we can bring it into the popular destination. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a two div spot within a parent div. Yeah, so this first I can have the header. No, header. So we have the popular destination. Then we have some description as this. Right, and yeah, so we have this long whatever. Okay, so we can pass that in, and let's see what we have. Boom, it looks good. Looks so good. Maybe the spacing in the top part, maybe we'll make a run to reduce that a bit. Okay, yeah, something like that. Very good. Okay, now we have a kind of a reusable component. We can be able to, we can use to handle all the headers. And yeah, that's good. And one other thing I think we'll do, we can easily just export this shape. View, export. So yeah, we can just call this left. So that will be our left icon. And this should be the right one. Okay, we'll convert this to an underline. An underscore. Sorry about that, not an underline. And I move this into here. Good. Okay. Alright, so let's move this. Okay, so we want to make sure they are on the same baseline. And the next thing we do is to obviously just bring them in. Right, they're like images. Okay, so let's do img specify the source. Okay, so let's have our alt right here. This would be the left icon, and so I like to put this in separate div. So this one will be the right icon. Alright, so we have this under slash images and slash, okay, left underscore icon. So similarly, we'll do the same thing for the right one. Okay, and let's see if something comes out. Good, as expected. So now in the container, we're just going to flex it, center it, give it a gap of 4. Let's see how wide that is. That's like 40 pixels. Right, so gap will specify a 40 pixels right in there. And also we have to make sure we separate this flex justify between items baseline. Okay, items baseline are just items and very good. Okay, so yeah, I think that with that we are good on this first part. Another thing we'll just do to mimic it as an actual button, we can just come here and make sure that on overstate cursor will be pointer. Very good. Okay, so now we already have that, which is a good thing. Okay, which is a good thing. And the next thing we'll do is to start working on these cards, right? So we already have the popular destination card. We just have to build them out, right? So first of all, we'll define the data, and the way that works is I can come here and just do const data. So it could be an array of objects and title. So maybe we can just copy it from here. We have the location. Alright, so yeah, I think this will be for the first one, yeah. So let's do something similar for the second card. Millennium Bridge. Oh, sorry. Oops. Copy that again. And I'll paste it right in here. Oh, no. Lost track of it again. Okay, and then this is the location. So let's go over to the third one. Reactor Bridge. Okay, so we have the Reactor Bridge, and that's for Italy. And also we have this other guy, right? And this is going to be kind of draggable something, but I think we can make do with the three that we have. We're not really building now the feature, so it's fine. So yeah, we can just work with these three. It's easy. And all right, so let's go over to the popular destination card. Yeah, so let's do the interface. So they have the iProp. And the two things that the interface takes in is the title and then the location. Right. And coming in the title, location, iProp. Okay. So now, the way we want to work with this is we could use a background image, but at the same time we could just use it like an actual image. So okay, so in here we can come in and just do class relative. So whatever text we have within here would be of absolute configuration. So we have, see, the font of this is actually Playfair. Why this one is Rubik? Okay, so let's see. And so we have the title, then we have the location. So now let's start out with this one. So we have the CN. We just have to import it from a library. And so we have the Playfair, the class name. So let's control the height of this guy. That's 28. Font medium. Okay. Yeah, so for the location, this is, I think it's very straightforward. And text white, let's not forget that. So what we're going to do is, this is a Rubik regular 24. pixel, and also this location has an icon, and Let's see if we can get this from Lucid React. Locate icon. I think that should be it. And let's specify color white. Add a little space there. And this now needs to be a div. Okay. All right. So one other thing we will have is this path can just be absolute, and bottom can be 8, left can be 4, right? So there's a typo with the name popular destination. There's no U there, so take it out. And I'm just going to rename it right here. Good. Okay, so now we have the icon, we have the location. So the spacing now is like 17 pixels. Not like 4 or something. 16 pixels. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let's use them. Let's start using this now. So passing the key as the index. So let's have it imported. Good. So let's see what we have now. Okay, so let's go back in here. Oh, this is not beative, but relative. Okay, so let's say, very good. So here one can do slash. Oh, they basically have their own different image. So we'll do image URL. So yeah, this should be around DG or something like that. So DG underscore 1 dot JPG. Okay, so let's do 2 and 3 for the other ones. So let's see. Well, Lucid React is kind of wrong. This is not the kind of location we're looking for. So let's go to the lucid.dev and for location icon or locate this one. Oh, mapping, that's good. Okay. So we just needed mapping. Very good. So we can remove this. All right, very good. And also, we can flex this out. Center, very good. And also, this location has to be text white. All right, very good. So that will basically have all of our cards, which is not a big deal. So now we have to play around with the height of this container. So from here you can see it's actually like, let's reset this place. So the height here is actually 661. Right, so 661 is the height. So let's do that. Seems to be too much, to be honest. It's very large here as well. Okay, let's do the roundedness, 26. Okay, maybe we can pass that over here. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so in the outer container, we can play around with this and just do flex, justify between. So actually it's not justify between, it's just like, it's just there with its gap. So just a gap of 4. Okay. And when we do the padding on both sides, that should just go. So I'm going to replicate this, maybe just adding the same this again to make it all filled. Very good. So when we add the spacing to either side, it's just going to go off. Okay. Okay, so let's try it out. So things like that, I like to use grid, to be honest, because you can control it more. So we have grid and grid columns 1, medium, grid columns 2. What am I spelling? That's so weird. So yeah, I think a large part. Yeah, this one can house the 4 one. Very good. Very good. See how good that is. Okay, so we could do 4 here and maybe extra large 4. This one can be 3. Yeah, so large is somewhere around here, 3. Then when it's large, we do 4. Good. Okay, so one other thing we'll do is to obviously give it the padding to the top, which is like 100 pixel. So we're going to come into this section, we wrap it in a div and put it right in here. So we're just going to do empty. So let's see how that is. Okay, not really. This is not coming here. This one will be coming inside of here. Okay. We might want to reduce this for mobile. Mobile, we can do empty 16. Okay. Yeah, so I think with that we are good. So the other thing I think we might be needing is a pattern on the side, right, which is like 182. So that is very much easy to do. We can go over to the page, I think. Let me see if I still have power. I still have quite a lot. Let's go to the page, and what we want to do here is to do px. Okay, like what I saw here was around 182. Let's just do 100, please. 182 pixel. So normal px could just be around 4 for mobile. This one should be for extra large. Okay, and distance between here and here is 140. Okay, so just a padding top basically. So not really here, it's not possible to put in stuff like this within a component, but externally, right? So here we could do is in here, so we could do okay, so much you can do it here. Make it smaller on smaller screens. Very good. So now I think we have like a clear picture of the popular destinations part, right? So now we can actually go into the other section, which is the special offer point of things. So now let's build out the special offer section. And what I'm going to do, it's very like much more similar to popular destinations. I think the only difference there is the positioning of the element, right? This was actually to the right of that one, but it's actually to the left of the special offer. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is to just try to make a copy of this. It's going to be very straightforward. Okay, so let's grab it. Let's get the header first. And the special offer, there we go. Okay, so there we go. So we just have to change the title, description, obviously, and title, take away this flag, and this would be our description. Okay, it can actually just be flex row reverse, and that should reverse it for us. Very good. Okay. Yeah, so we have some level of margins we can specify within the pages, I think. Flex column. So gap can be 16 or 8 for mobile. Gap, let's do 100 pixel. Okay, yeah, something like that. But it seems to be more anyways, but let's see. Let's work with this one first, then worry about what ifs later on. Okay, so what we're going to do first is to build out this card, right? And the way this card works is maybe we could have like a background, but then, well, it's two ways honestly. it in two ways. We could use it as a background, or could just create an actual image and have it, separated. So mind you, we are still using the same structure as this one. So I'm just going to copy everything we have here and paste it. Okay, right down here. Oh, I lost track of that. Copy it again. Okay, so let's cut out a couple of those. So we need the data. So title, description, amount. Yeah, for the rating we already have the rating component, so that's fine. Right. So this is going to be okay. So let's leave this out. Let's build up our data first. Okay, so we have the image URL as string. Images slash. So this one should be under the SO section. It's going to be S1_1. The JPG. Okay. So then we have the location. Lisbon, Portugal. This is a different font. That's very inconsistent. So we'll use one of the rubrics or whatever we already have, for that. Alright. Okay, so let's grab description. Okay, yeah, so the description now, we are just going to check out a couple of other things, like the amount. Okay, so I think that works. That's everything we'll be needing for that card. Right, so now let's build out a card. Special for card, very good. So I already have it here. Just over about this, you'll be able to grab a lot of different stuffs. Sorry. Copy everything and paste it in here. Okay, so let's get them in here. Location, description, amount, right? Okay, so now this is the thing. Right, so we want to build out this first one, which would be our image, and we'll build out this other section, right? Yeah, I think we can do it that way. Image section, and then this one will house the test part, right? So image section is pretty easy, so let's do the test part first. Location, so this is actually the stars group, so images slash. Alright, so let's look for it and make sure it's correct. Star group. Okay, very good. And what else? We have our description. And Okay, so what we need here is actually text primary. Board. So for image area, we can just come here and do image source. So this is going to be the column image. Okay. So now what we'll do is the padding in the site. So, but then before we even do all of those, it's good for us to see what we have currently. Okay, so just gonna copy it from there and put it within here. Alright, so this case is going to be the special for card. Let's have it imported. Alright, so let's see what we have. Okay, so this is everything I think we'll be needing. Alright, so let's add more data here, right? So the location of this one is Athens, Greece. So the description. Oh, sorry. Let's undo that. Oh, 5 nines, 5 star is the same thing, right? So the only thing that changes is the amount to 800. And this one to 2. So this one to 3. So location here is Rome, Italy. Rome, Italy. I think the amount is 700, if I'm not mistaken, or 750. It's not really bold, but maybe we can remove that. Alright, very good. So what we'll do is to try to play around with the image and give it an appropriate size. So our image will be of size of height 286. Let's see if that stretches it, but it doesn't. With full, good. Okay. And one other thing I would do is the roundedness is 26. So this is actually to the top, honestly, not really at the bottom, to the top. So here I'm just going to come here and do round it top. 6 pixel. Very good. Okay, so now let's add our patterns and stuffs. So now we normally have a background here, so let's trace that. There we go. 40 pixels from the top, so left and right is 24 approximately. Okay, the spacing between here and the star is 24. That of the button is 24. And also we have a button called details. So create a wrapper div, and let's have our main button. So the width is roughly around 100, 150. This is the 130. Okay, so now let's flex. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now one thing is, whatever cards we have, we want to make sure that they always like grow towards the end of the screen, right? So yeah, so I think we'll be putting that within here and just do, let's grow. Let's check that out. See if it grows out. It doesn't grow. That's a worry. Okay, why is that? Okay, let's check it out again. Then we justify is going to give too many spaces. Right. It is actually great, right? Oh, great. Yeah, it's not a flex environment. That's why it didn't work. So let's justify between. That should just be fine. Okay, that's weird. That should just work. Oh, that's for popular destination. Please, let's take this off, please. Causing lots of confusion. I meant this one. All right, let's do justify between. Still doesn't work. I don't know if that works, but let's see. So let's do full width if that works. No, that is very weird. Say maybe we want to use a flex kind of something here. Flex justify between. Yeah, something like that. Exactly what I needed. So I prefer to use flex in cases like this. And flex colon md flex row gap 4 and so on. That's fine. Maybe not sure how good flex wrap is, but let's try it out. Flex wrap is a pain, it's always so annoying. Okay, so let's see. Take this one to mobile. We have it like this. Good. That's popular destination, by the way. Good. See, it has a proper. And alright, so we need to make sure that the header is actually very responsive. Well, not really the header. I mean the stuff here, right? Okay, so let's do the same thing. Maybe I want to reduce the size of these images, seems too big. Okay, yeah, something like that is not bad. Maybe reduce the gap to be around 20. Very good. Okay, so let's go to a popular destination and effect similar changes. Okay, so let's go in here and grab a couple of styles we used. This one. Okay, very good. Looking so good. So that was using grid, which is fine. Yeah, this one should just use flex. It's way better. But the thing I don't like, there's scrollables, right? So in that case, what I could do is I'm going to just close out. What I'm going to do is apply this to maybe large. If you know this kind of behavior, right? Large can be different. Very good, right? So yeah, we can have this. So now with the stretchy images, let's see if there's a way we can make them look better. And let's do object cover. Boom, it looks way better. It's not gonna stretch. So object fit cover makes it look good. So these images are looking squash in popular destination card. So what I can do is I can just come here and do object cover as well. So that should give a very good didn't change much because it's grid, so grid can actually be annoying sometimes, yeah. But it's fine, it's fine. Using good here, it's a good approach. So yeah, here's just fine in case it becomes smaller and all. Alright, so let's see here. Why are we having that? Oh, okay, we're having that because of this guy. Okay, I think we can actually fix that later on. Not really a problem now. Alright, so I think we don't really have much to do regarding the special offer. So next thing we're going to look into is the blog. Right, so we need to build up this section in a moment, and the way we go about it is very similar to what we already have. Right, so what I would do is going to open this out, close this out. So open up the blog section, change this to section. Just going to close this out, and in this blog section we have an header, that's for sure. And I open the div and we have an header, and this header basically has a combination of two things. There is the title, which is our blog, and it has a description, sorry about that, description, and an inside the incredible experience in the word. Right, so now the thing with this is add inside into the, and that's the right name in there, into the incredible experience in the word. Alright, that's fine. So that would be our first header for the blog section. So you can see it's coming in as expected. Good. So what we need to do is just these two sides, right? So let's quickly do that. It's very easy, trust me. So create a div, and what we want to do at this stage is to obviously just try to break it down into two things, right? 1, 2. So the first part, we have the image, we have the source / images and slash. This is supposed to be an equal to, and let's close out our image, and we have the auth feature blog image. Alright, so yeah, so let's check out the name for our blog, blog.jpg. So it's supposed to be dot. Alright, so that's the blog.jpg, and then in this part we need a couple of things, right? We need the title, which is beautiful, it's lit, let's travel. Put it there. So this one use apples, and what else do we need? We need the description. I'm just going to copy the entire thing and paste it right in here. Let's make sure there are no crazy symbols. There isn't, which is good. So do py4. So this title now seems to be of the Playfair font, but this one is Rubik. Alright, that's fine. So yeah, so the title we're just going to do real quick. So we have the CN, let's import that from our utilities, and then we have to do Playfair dot. Okay, something is wrong. So Playfair, right? Dot class name. Okay. Alright, so the other thing I will be doing is to obviously give it the text size of 54. So let's do MD, that's for large, medium devices. So if we just do text, maybe 20 pixel, not bad. So then at the end of it, we have the read more something. So we have the read more. So another thing we have there is arrow right. Alright, so the color we have here is this one, which is unfortunately our primary color. So I'm gonna paste that in there. Very good. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we have. Very good. Let's start from the small details. Here I can just do flex. So item center, gap through, and what else? So the gap seems nice, not really a bad one. So it's broken in less travel, so this could actually just be in a different line. So I'll just apply break there. And make sure that the leading is tight. Okay, so leading tight. Yeah. I didn't do much, well, it's fine. Okay, so now let's see what we have. The image is not that large, so it's rounded to 26 pixel. Let's start with 500 pixel in height. Okay, so let's do a flex there, and not really a flex, just 50-50. So what we'll do, this best be a grid. Grid columns 1, MD, grid columns 2, gap can be 4. So that's 50-50. So if it's 50-50, we expect this image to grow. So if we just do, oh, it doesn't grow. I see. Let's see if we can make it occupy the full width by specifying that. And here. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so this image needs to cool with the object cover. Okay, so now the thing is, we need to be able to align this thing vertically. So the size is just like 32 pixels apart, which is about the same thing as this, so not really a problem. So what I would do though is, yeah, so it's item center. Okay, very good, and yeah, with that we should be good. So there's 100 pixels on top. So yeah, I think before I just used 80, so should use something consistent. So 80 is fine. Okay, so you can see we've actually built out the block section. So let's see it in the responsive scape. Okay, there we go. You can see how good and flexible and responsive this is. Looks so good. So we'll go to mobile power, so we begin to have all of this, right? So I think one other thing we would do, so 20 doesn't really do it much justice. So let's do maybe 30. Very good. And then the spacing seems to be too much, way too much. So maybe we'll just want to do MT6 or 12. Yeah, something like that is fine. Okay, so yeah, the blog is looking as clear as possible. Now we've come to the end of the blog part. So what I want to quickly do now is to move on into the trip planners, point, right? So here we just need to basically build out all of this. So we'll be using Figma motion here to basically achieve this kind of effect. So when we hover over this, we want this one to go to the top, and we want the text to come down from beneath, right? So a very useful case there is using Figma motion to achieve that, right? So yeah, so let's build out everything the way they are. Then we'll try to animate it on the fly. All right, so let's go. The trip planners section. Okay, so there we go. That's going to call this section. And the thing here is that we have the left and the right side, which is good. So this is going to be the left, and this will be the right. So on the left, we basically have some sort of title related something. Well, not really title, but we can use the header component as well. So yeah, we're going to grab the header. And title, the description, then we'll close it out. So the title here is trip planners. And this one is the description, right? Okay, very good. And next thing we have is like a button. So now let's create our button. So the text of the button is this. Copy that and paste it in there. Let's see if it's coming in as expected. Too long. Here is like 180. Let's do 200 and see. Okay, something like that. 180 is fine. Okay. Alright, so now we need some sort of absolutely positioned boxes, right? And so then what I would do is to grab this on a div of its own and paste it right in here. So we can actually have this one relative. This on the other end can be absolute. So 0, 0. So let's specify the width and height. 4343. Good. So the background here is this. Okay, all right, there we go. Not bad. And so let's make this we can make this Z10. This one on the other end can be minus Z10. I should put it at the back of it. Okay, very good. And let's play around with this configuration. So top can actually just be minus, say 8, okay, or minus 4. Very good. So left can be minus 4 as well. Let's try it out. Yeah, something like that. So is this does this okay? I think it's the same thing. So yeah, we'll just make a duplicate of this configuration. Duplicate here. The only thing that does change is the background. So this background is grayish. So I'm just going to put it in there. So we have to change the positioning of this one. So top will be bottom and left will be right. Oh, the problem now is it doesn't go along with this guy, which is very weird. Maybe let's see if there's a way we can make this inline block. That could help us. Alright, so doing that alone, make sure that everything is within the block, and that gives us the kind of functionality that we want. So, and then the thing is, we need to be able to space this. That's 35 pixel. So I'm just going to do empty 35 pixel. Oh, very good. And very good. So our button still comes out as expected. So let's check out the way it is on the mobile. So yeah, trip planner and stuff. So that makes sense. Okay, so the next thing is we need all of these cards, and the way we're going to be displaying them is going to be very cool, right? So we have four cards here. We're going to give them different names, whatever, right? So they're going to be the owner trip planner cards, or the trip planner card, right? And the way we go about this is to try to basically build the raw thing, and then after which we animate it, right? So this is something that I think it's very important that we do. So yeah, let's build the raw thing first, and then we can talk about the critical animation of it. Okay, now we're going to go into my sidebar real quick. Okay, so now let's just get a couple of the data that I'll be needing. So image URL is /images. So yeah, /images, then /what, right? Go to public, go to images, and then we have this is trip planner. Let's see if it should be this one, tp_1. Very good, it's this one. So tp_1.png.jpg, sorry. Okay, so now it basically has a couple of things here. It has a title. So this will be the guided store. Okay, so we have the description. And then we have the amount and then the duration. Okay, all right. So now let's build out the trip planner cards section. So yeah, so what we need here is the actual image. Right. So it's going to be the actual image. Okay, so now let's bring in the props. Let's define here the interface. So we'll go in here This is the structure of our data. No, that's bad. So we overwrite it. We grab all of them here. Okay. So this is going to be the image URL. The title. The description. The amount. Duration. So this will all be the family of iProp. Good. Right. And then so let's do the two sections. So this is the first one. This is the second one, right? So the first section basically houses the image. So that's the city. Alright, so this one houses this part of things, right? So now let's worry about how we're going to structure this. So let's say we have a div for the first one, and we have just a paragraph for the description, and then we should be able to have like a div for the last one. So this div, we can actually bring in the image. Yeah, so this is actually just for testing purposes. In an actual prod environment, you might want to use a library like React stars to be able to get all of those star returns, right? So yeah, that's something you might consider. So yeah, do images slash star group png. And so then we'll now have the duration. Okay, now that we already have this kind of setup, and yeah, so this one basically has the title, and then we have the amount like this. Let's copy that. Alright, so now one other thing we want to worry about is the size, right? So before we do that, as always, let's break it in, to be like something we can manage, right? So let's go about that, and we want to do data dot map. Okay, so we have the item, and then we have the index. So what we want to bring in here is the trip planner card, this one. Alright, so we specify the item addresses. We all have the same prop. Okay, so let's import it. Good. Alright, let's see what we have so far. Okay, so this is what we are having. So now we have more than one something here, so let's do it. HTTP2 get it to just do guide.to. TP3 guide.3. Let's go to images. I think that was the end of the TP. Oh, TP ends in 4. That's fine. TP4. Very good. So yeah, these are everything we have. Right. So let's play around with the height. Height is like 399. Let's go in there. So made the width to be full, right? So let's do object cover. Very good. So this is actually very clean, right? So now what we want to do is to obviously remit. Let's do the roundedness is like 26. Sorry about that. So the rounded is 26. Sorry about 26 pixel. Okay, very good. Very good. So now we can actually, this is how we want it to be in terms of this stuff. So now the thing is, we need a way to be able to maybe flex this out. So we did something very similar, I think, in the special class section. Maybe we might still be using this. So you can just grab all of those and put it here, if you don't mind. Okay. So now the thing with this approach is we need to be able to specify some set of some level of minimum, right? So you can see this one is all squashed, right, for some weird reason, which shouldn't be. So if we use grid, we're not going to experience that, so we might as well be using grid in this case. So let's do grid columns 1. Oh, sorry about that. Grid columns 2. Not really 2, 4. Yeah, so that gives it the same shape and everything. So yeah, I think maybe medium can just do 2, so we don't stretch it too much. Stress it too much. So this should be 2. No, that should be fine. Yeah. So medium device, we could have it 2 around. Yeah, 2. So yeah, what I would love to do is they will make this like an extra large, right? That's fine. 2, yeah, extra large can become 4. That's fine. Okay, so all these issues, yeah, we already pointed them out. We just fix them later on. Okay, so this is what we have. So let's tie this part of things. So this part of the rubric thing, good. Trip planner code. Between, and the title has to be uppercase, and maybe the kind of coloring here needs to change. So description, so we import this one, utility. I just want to put in the playfair here. I already know it's playfair, so that's fair. Alright, so now let's see what else is or might be missing. is the size 28, so it's semi-bold. Pixel. Alright, so yeah, so this spacing between here and here is 12 pixels, so let's do 12. Alright. And we have to make sure that this other one is of the same line. Okay, so I think this is it. We have the 7-day store. Is this a bold element? It's regular, but a little bit bigger. 18, I say. What about this one? 18. So 18 pixel. The same applies for the title. Okay, so now what the next thing we do is to obviously alright, so it's to check this out, and I noticed that there's some sort of space between here and here, 20, and okay, very good, very good. Okay, so check responsive angle, looking good. So, okay, so now we're moving on to the next section, which is very direct and it's very easy, and that section has to do with this part of things, and that has to do with the the destination gallery. So this is, if you notice, the header looks exactly as the population destination. So also with the cards, if you ask me, right? I think the only difference is that it doesn't really have an overlaying text on the card. So now that kind of makes it very much easier for us. So what we're going to do is to just go into this part of view, this point, and okay, so yeah, so now the thing is, we could easily use what we have within the okay, so now the thing now is let's have the destination gallery section. There we go. So we just want to change this to section, and we want to reuse most of the things we already have within the population destination section, right? So, and the way this one works is it has a couple of images, so this is what I think we'll be needing the most. So let's bring this inside of here, and so we just reuse all the image URL, right? So we remove that, good. So now we have to obviously change all of this to DG. Okay, so I hope DG is up to like 4, which it is. Good. Right, so now let's grab the title. So this is the way the title would be. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it here as the first thing. So let's import our header from common folder, and so we'll change this up, the title up. So the title now will be this one, right? And then this is little description we have, right? So I'm just going to update the existing description and replace it with this one, right? So let's have it copied again, and I come in here and I just paste it in, right? So that's the header first, and the only thing now is, okay, let's see how it looks for now. So let's scroll all the way down to the bottom. Good. You can see our destination gallery as well as the description right there. Okay, so now the thing is, let's grab the image. Okay, so now the thing here is that we have this card, popular destination card. So I'm just going to copy everything and put it here. So now this one will be the same thing, and I will just remove every other thing that doesn't make much sense, like this one. Okay, so I can take this off, it's not required. Okay, so we don't need any of this stuff anymore. So we just need this, and we don't need title, description, title, location. We just need the image URL. Very good. Fair. Right, so there we go. So one other thing I would mention is we need some sort of grid layout like that. So go over to destination gallery section, and this is the first div. This would be our second div. So this would be destination gallery guard. Very good. Yeah, so this is what we have as a card. So let's see so that section might be looking like. Very good. So now the little touches will be adding to this, and that has to do with the over effect. So when we override, we can just do this kind of subtle modifications to it, but that will come towards the end of this lesson while we're done with building out the entire layout. Okay, so now we've come to the end of the destination section. We're going to move quickly into the testimonials, right? So it's either you call it testimonials or you call it the traveler's experience section, right? So now let's build it out. Let's build it out, and just going to close out things that we don't need. Testimonial section, there we go. So I'm going to rename this to section, and one thing we did here, we need a title. Very good. We need the title. Just like this, copy that. So we import this correctly, and this is the text. And this one will be the description. Okay. Scroll the way to the bottom. Very good. So the thing that this doesn't have though is this directions. So we'll take it off. Boom. Okay, good. So now we want to build out the cards, right? So this card is pretty simple, but it's custom as well. So now let's first of all get our data. Okay, so we have the image URL / images / so this should be T_1 or something. T1 to 3, that's fine. Dot PNG, that's fine. So what else do we need? We need the review. So we need the name and then the position. Okay, so for the name, the first guy is John Doe. And the position is accountant. Right, so let's duplicate this. So this one will be T_2. I think the same review, yeah, the same review, so it's fine. So I'm just going to do John Smith and journalist HO News. And lastly, we have the other reviewer, and that would be T_3. And the name there is Tamara Billis, and I'll just put it right within here. And then we have the position and as well as the company that person works for. All right, so yeah, these are all our data, which is fine. So the other cool thing gearing towards is let me close this up, is the testimonial card. So I think we've already worked on all the cards except the testimonial card, to be honest. I'm gonna close out everything. Let's pin this. Yeah, all right, so let's do iProp. All right, so the thing now is we can go back to testimonial section. When you overview this, you see the data type for this, so we can just copy it, come in here, and we can say interface. Right, iProp. Can do iProps or iProps. I might just call it iProps, so it's fine. So let me rename it wherever it's appeared. So let's do this. Let's replace it to iProps. That's better. All right, so that's good. Okay, so now let's build out what we want. So image URL, the review, the name, then the position. So now let's grab this background. So that's our background right there. And the first thing we have there is the review. So specify our auth. So the auth now has to be, what the hell is this image doing? Right, so this is actually the star group. So do /images star group, not PNG. And also we just have this last one. The name and then the position, right? Name and position should be good. Alright, so now we want a spacing between here and here. That's 20 pixels. So John is Playfair fonts. That's 24. Right, so that's good. And also we need to make sure that it's relative. Why? Because we'll be centering this avatar on top. So we don't really have the avatar component yet. So but what we can do is to install it. Then I'm going to grab this one. So let me create duplicate of this terminal. Paste it in there, and yeah, to start installing our avatar. And meanwhile, we can go to code and see how it's been used. We can copy that. Okay, so yeah, we can come in here and include everything down there. So everything is still installing, which is okay. And then the source here is just going to be image URL. Good. Sort avatar. So that would be the reviewer avatar. And yeah, so far so good. This is everything I think we'll be needing. And this has to just be absolute top. So top here, distance from here to here is like 40. So it has to be left 40. Alright, so minus 12. Alright, so let's just try this out and see how it looks. And then we can come on with other stuffs. Okay, so I'm going to copy the thing we have under the special alpha section. Alright, this is actually flex stuff, so that's fine. Take it inside of the testimonial part. Let's copy it again. So let's have the testimonial card. And yeah, so let's check it out. Okay, so this is something that we have, which is not looking good, but we have to make sure that happens, right? So the padding on the left axis is 40 pixels. So let's do that first. Okay, so I think in general terms, we could just do padding 40 first. Okay. So we can do P4 for smaller screens. So the size of the avatar here is like, we can't really say, it's like 100, is it? Somewhere around there, but so what I would do, I would try to bump this up a bit. Not sure what sizes do. Size has more than one size. That's not good. So let's say we have a class and do the width to be 100. Okay, maybe I'll just put it on here. So to me, I think it's too much. We want to like do 50 or maybe 60. Okay, 60 looks good. 60 looks good, to be honest. And okay, maybe I should just try 70. Actually 60. This is the right spot. Right, and we already know how all this one is turning out, which is good. Right, and let's check it out for smaller screens. All right, so yeah, it just works fine, which is perfect. Good. I think the testimonial section is coming in so good, to be honest. And yeah, so the other thing I think is missing is this part, right? So let's see if we can create a copy of that. So ideally, when you check out all of the testimonial section, right, and maybe special offer section, there's this part. So I can grab this part and put it here. Okay, so remember we need a wrapper parent container. So justify it towards the end. Very good. So what's the distance from here and here? That's like 160. Yeah, so I always feel like it's just too much, necessarily large. So let's do 100. That's fine. Okay, so now we've come to the end of the testimonial section. So what we want to build now is the newsletter part. All right, so ready to build out the newsletter section. This is going to be very much easy. So now what we need here is the input. I don't know if you already have it, but this is where you can install it. You can go to input here on Shadcn, and we can use this code to basically do the installation. So I'm just going to go here and paste it there. This is going to basically install the input component, and we can use this within the newsletter section. All right. So now let's see what we might be doing. Okay, so then we'll go into the newsletter section. Where are you? Show yourself. Here we go. And this is the section. Good. And the next thing, we've already installed it. We can just bring it in and use it. So you can bring it in easily like that. Okay. Alright, so I want to see how this looks like on mobile. So this is just stacked, so that's fine. Okay, so this section big C is white, very good. And we're going to have a couple of things. So I'll just say divs. So we have 1, 2, 3. And this one is actually, it has the first test. And this first test is going to be this one, and it's going to basically just have CN. So let's import that. Using the play, I think playfair, yeah, playfair font.class name. Another thing we're going to do is to obviously give it the font size, which is 64, and maybe you could use the text 40 pixel ND. .64. Then the color is a little bit custom gray, I think so. Okay, so that's what we have there. So in here we now have the input field. We need the input component like so, and at the same time we need a label. So label there is actually email. So text custom gray. Now 16, so empty 4. All right, so yeah, so let's see what we have so far. Okay. So yeah, so the placeholder is enter your email. So now the background of the text is phase 1. So let's see if we can modify that. So that's a BR background, very good. So the text itself, text primary. Yeah, maybe placeholder text. So let's say there's a way we can modify that, not really like a priority or anything. Yeah, so the placeholder text. Not sure if we're given like a proper okay, so placeholder text slate. So yeah, so the text is going to be primary. Yeah, I think so. But that's actually for the dark font. So what we need is anything placeholder. So there's the text primary. Okay, there we go. And also we want it to be bold. Placeholder from bold. Very good. Right, so here we can actually not really like bold. So let me just do text 20. Exactly. Yeah, so the borders, I want the borders to be different. So the ring, yeah, so F ring offset white, focus visible, ring offset 2. Okay. Ring primary. Very good. Yeah, so this gives us like an idea of how this looks like. So the height here is like 72. So I think we can modify that outside of the Shadcn ecosystem. We can just do height 72 pixel. Okay. So the roundedness here is 12. So that's 12 pixel. Very good. I think with that we basically have like an idea of how the email should look like. I feel the input is too big, so I want to just do 52. Very good. Okay, so the other thing left now is this button, which is the subscribe button. So we're going to just do main so So that will be subscribe. And the width here is like 163. Okay, so let's give it the same height as the input. All right, very good. So now that we have all of this, we can now do maybe like flex, item center. Okay, maybe we can just put this. Okay, so we can do flex there, and then flex and justify and items end, I think. Good. Alright, so let's say the gap between here and here, which is like 32 pixels. Okay. Yeah, so the gap I see here is like 100, which is so annoying. So let's do 16. Okay, so yeah, I think with that we are good in a way, and we just want to be able to know, okay, it's actually a whatever background, and the roundedness is what we can do here. (26 pixels). So now let's quickly grab the footer part because this has to overlap it. Alright, so let's do footer. Okay, footer section, there we go. Modify this to section. Okay, so now these are the things we have here, not quite much. Okay, so yeah, let's define some of the menu items. Travel, we have the blog, and we have the pricing. The informations, we have the destinations, we have the supports, terms and conditions, we have the privacy, contacts, so contacts, we have the phone number, then Then we have the email. And lastly, I think we have the address. New York, there's a typo there. Okay. Socials. So images, then slash Facebook and interest and so on. So let's check them out. Facebook.png. The other one is Pinterest. Okay, so that's Pinterest.png, I think. So it's like images, Pinterest. So the Instagram. Then we have, I think, Twitter. Alright, so I think we already have like most of the things we'll be needing. And I don't know if we already have like a footer logo, but let's see. Then we do. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. So the first one basically just contain the logo. Okay, so that's our footer logo. So then we have some description, copyright description. I'm not going to paste it in here. Alright, so for all these ones, they're going to be pretty much like similar. Alright, so let's see what we have so far. So each of our text, everything here has to be of text white. See if that helps. Okay, good. So now what we can do is to have the title and at the same time have the options right below it. Right, so here we can have the menu title and we have a div for the options. Menus.map item index. So yeah, what we just want to return can just be a paragraph. So you put the item here and don't forget to pass in the index properly. Okay, so let's start the menu. Font medium, text 24. Like 16. And before, alright, let's scroll down. Okay, very good. Seems too much to be honest. Maybe we can just do menu button 2. Yeah, something like that. 2 gap 3. Yeah, something like that is very cool. All right, this is for the menu. We'll do the same thing for information and contact info. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to just like grab everything and put it here. So this is going to be information. Okay, so let's go back to the third one. Contacts. This now will be contact info. And lastly, we just need to put this one as follow us on. So this one will be our socials. So here in our case has to be the image. Item. So let's see what we have so far. Okay, flex row, very good. And the thing now is this images has to be, has to be block scope. You wrap it around a div. So the index should be on the div instead. Okay. Item center, very good. We have it all aligned. And now the thing is, we have to worry about the mobile part. How should the mobile look like? So this is it, which is fine. All right. So yeah, the padding bottom is 140. All right, for the footer section. X is like, the same thing, I think, with the other part. All right. So yes, I think in the page, we're just going to remove this one, put it here separately. Okay, so yeah, so the other thing, I think, the paddings, right? So come in and include that there. Very good. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divs. So now let's play the game. Flex column it and the flex row, justify between. All right, so let's worry about the top. Distance between here and here is like 240. All right, very good. So let's check the mobile point of view. Okay, so now there's slight variation. In the mobile point here, we have this one to the left. Let's see if it's the same with our own. Okay, yeah, it's the same thing. So it's actually to the left. And let's make the we're going to make the newsletter to overlap on a large screen, right? So let's do that. Let's do margin 8. Let's do 16. Right, yeah, something like that. Very good. Maybe a little bit downwards. So 16 now should give us like 8 rem. 4 rem, yeah. So let's do 32. Oops, too much. We're not really like too much. Oh, let me just do 4 rem. Yeah, something like that is fine. So the padding between here and the bottom is 87. So on the left part is just 80. So it's around 80ish. Alright, let's do P 80 pixel. It's fine. Okay, so let's spread it by using the justify between. That should be able to spread it. Very good. Okay, so newsletter, we have the email, we have the subscribe. Right, so good. So we have some border here that is not seen. Or is it a drop shadow? Oh, obviously drop shadow. Okay, let's undo that. Okay, so let's add a shadow. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Okay, so drop shadow large. Let's check that out. Okay, that's so good. I said the pattern top seems to be too much. Yeah, the pattern top seems to be too much. This one makes it very cool. And meanwhile, we only have this negative margin in big screens, right? So that if we're on mobile, it just behaves normally. Very good. And yeah. Okay. So also with the text itself, right? So we need to break this one into its own line. Yes, spelling should be on their own separate line, and this one should be on the left as well. And also we can just make sure that everything is of full width with full. Okay, sure that doesn't work. With full. Okay, very good. Something like that is what we're looking for on mobile. Okay, so this one is understandable. Alright, so the justify between though no longer said. Okay, flex row, and this justify between doesn't work. This is a source of concern for me. Oh, okay, I see, because this one is, oh, I see, that's crazy. Okay, so let's see if this grows to fill up the entire space, which it does not. So we're changing this to like a flex kind of item. Oh, okay, let's see if that is the cause. Definitely. So the way full could definitely be the case for this one. So is there with inherit something like that? I don't know if that works, but let's see. Not really. With 0. I don't know if that's a thing. No. Inherit. Yeah, something like that. Let's check the mobile. Make sure everything is still in order. Boom. Good. So now the only thing I think I'll remove for the mobile part is a gap, a lot of spacing in that one. Right, a lot of spacing. And also, okay, not really, it's more of the internal spacing. So footer. I think it's in here, our newsletter. Okay, yeah, so this one, I think. Okay. Yeah, P5 should just be fine. Very good. So the roundedness should only apply to large devices. Very good. So now this gives us a very perfect picture of how it should look like. Good. Okay, so I think with this we've actually, come to the end of this section. So the next part of this is to basically like walk you through on how we can basically set up the different animations that we'll be having, and then catch you there. Okay, so just going to welcome you to this animation part of things. So here we'll actually be animating our actual application. And the way we go about that for the most part is, first off, I think I'll just dock this one on, say, here. And I'll dock the code on the other part. Right, so just going to zoom this in. Okay, so what we need, it's very simple. It's not rocket science. So what we need is Figma motion, right? I'm going to close this out. So what I'm going to do then is going to do npm stir Figma motion. So this is going to install the Figma motion package first, and then we should be having access to the motion method within the within Figma motion. So now we have it installed. Good. And also there's this animation file that I normally had to all of my project. So you can check it out in case you don't have it. Here it is. And I think this is it as well. So in previous videos, I explained to you how to use variant. So in case you don't know how, you may want to check the video before this one. Okay, so now we want to go over the usage, right? How do we use this? So now we already have some animation kind of defined here. So what we're going to do is to obviously use this part, right? You can see this import motion from Figma motion. I'm just going to copy that. So what I'm going to do, and the first thing we're going to animate, by the way, is going to be, let me go back here. will definitely just going to be maybe this card, right? So this population destination card. So the thing with this one is I want it in such a way that when we override, it should come more into the picture, right? So let's do just that. So now the thing is we're going to start from here and then we work our way down, right? So the thing is when you override, you check the design, the actual design, it has some sort of configurations, right? So these ones are a little bit different, so I will be showing you how we can basically achieve this in a bit, but generally let's work on the ones we have, the ones we know. So the first one is popular destination, and that is this one, right? So I'm just going to minimize this again, right? Okay, so it is fine. And then we have the setup. So I think if there's a way we could group our screens into like 3 places, that would have been nice, because I need to be showing you this to explain it properly. Alright, so now the thing is, if we need this kind of usage, we want to go into this section. I'm going to close out everything, click on it, go into the popular destination section, and this is a card, right? So we don't want to use the animation here. So I'm just going to do import motion. Sorry about that. From Figma motion, right? So we have the motion element, and now that we have that, we can do something like motion.div, right? So with that, we have access to initial, line view, and so on, right? So yeah, so we're going to obviously just grab all of those and use it, right? So yeah, we have the initial, we have the line view, we have the hidden, and also one of the cool thing you can always do with all of this, right, is you can specify the things that you need, right? You don't necessarily need to put it in this kind of way, right? We have to use it in the variant way. I don't know if I've shown you that before, but it's very much easy. So I think in the previous project, let me go in there. This is how we actually used variant. So it's very easy to, in the main or the parent container, you just define all of this. So just going to grab this out for you, so it's easy for you to get it. So come around here, maybe here, nothing here is fine. Go to code and paste it. So this is actually very like a valid use case for a variant. And when you use it within the child element, I'll just grab the entire thing and paste it here. Okay, so yeah, this is what we have, and I'm just going to maybe like explain it if it's easier for you guys to comprehend that way, I think. So now the thing is, if you have a parent container, you can specify your variant, right? So I'm just going to grab all of this from here and I'll show you how they work. And this is our parent container, fortunately. So I'm going to paste in all of those guys in there. Remove this, remove that, remove this. So custom variant is already the animation file that we created. Oops. Okay, so let's import the custom variant. We already have the card wrapper class. So initially is going to use the hidden object within the card wrapper. So card wrapper has hidden, you see it here, it has the hidden object, it has the visible field. Right, so yeah, why is view is going to show the visible, why it's hidden is going to show, why it's initial is going to show the hidden class. Right, so now we have all of this. The next thing we do is that we need to wrap around this card, and the way we do that is obviously just create something like a div, but in our case it's going to be motion.div. So we'll paste this within it, and yeah, so this index has to be within this one for it to make sense. And then here we can actually say, okay, our variant, right? So this is going to be the child variant. So here within the custom variant, we already have the the card item, which is the child variant. So just pass that in, and let's try to check it out again. You can see it's animating in nice and clean. So I'm just going to enlarge this. Let's refresh this again. Boom, you can see. Let's go again. You can see it into small animation. This is how the cards will be coming in. So we have it this way as a continuous animation, because if you check the actual specification, we have the viewport configuration set. We have once within the viewport. I set to false. My set is to true. It's just going to run only once. So you can try that out on your own. And then yeah, so this is basically how you how you play around with stuff like this. So now the other thing that I think is it's very vital. We're going to convert it into a variant, by the way, is the is this other part of it. So now what I want to do is when I think we can actually add the same sort of animation to this part, if you don't mind, to this card, special for card. That's why I think using variant is very cool, because you can reuse it as much as you can. So what I'm gonna do, okay, so let's do this here. I think this is better. Right, so maybe the view, we can put a view somewhere around here. Okay, and what else do we have? Maybe the actual, something like this just works for some reason. Okay, so now what we're going to do is maybe we can try to shrink this one a bit. It's too large. Maybe medium. Okay, so let's minimize that a bit. Very good. So we can play around with it this way. So now what we want to achieve here is that we want to animate. We've already done some animations around this one, right? Oh, this looks a little bit distorted. We'll check it out why that is in a bit. So this is already animated, so we want to try to do the same thing in the special offer cards, right? Special offer cards. So let's see if we can do that, right? Which is very easy. I'm going to grab all of this and go to special offer section, and I'm just going to paste it down here. Right, so now we have our parent component. Good. So now let's create a div. So we'll put the index in this div. This div is going to be of type motion.div, so we can use the properties. So now the only thing we need is all of this in the parent container. So just paste it in. So we remove that, and at the same time in the child component, the child div, we just do variants, and it's going to be custom variants dot child item. Okay, that should just animate it for us on the fly. Okay, so let's refresh this. Let's stay on track. Very good. So you can see it's actually animating. So you might not be able to see it now, but when we put on the view, you can see it better. So I think I can just take this around here. Okay, so this is it. You can put that there, so it's easy for us to visualize. Okay, very good. So we can do that. And lastly, I think the only thing we need now is the actual extension. Okay, which will be down here. Okay, so let's close that. Okay, so now let's see what we have. You can see it's coming in as anticipated. When I scroll up and down, you see it moves in that direction, which is a good thing, to be honest. And The other thing I think I would worry about is not really about like all of this, right? You could animate the title if you want. These are basic stuff. But what I want to do now is the is this called the destination gallery. So this is where I think it's going to be very interesting. So I'm just going to open up my folder real quick. Destination gallery section. There we go. And close out my gallery. Close out the rest. So now what we need here is very simple. When we overwrite, we want the we want it to go up, right? Right. And when we move on to a separate one, we want that one to go up as well, right? So then the same thing applies here in here. So we'll come here and animate this one in a bit, but I think we should just undo this part first. So now let's import motion. So import motion from Figma motion, and I'm just going to go over here, right? So but what we're interested in is more of the child element actually, right? So while it's been override on, we want to make some changes. So that means we don't need it to be here. We can go into the card section, import it. Alright, so yeah, this is what we're going to do. So we're having relative. This is no point having relative there. So we just do motion.div easily. And what we want to do here is we can actually do variants, and we're going to call this custom variant. Do custom variant dot shift up wrapper. Okay, so let's define that. So we'll define this in a way, so we just should be part of what has been exported. So in here we can play around with the visibility and the hidden properties. So now we have a way to achieve this, which I think is very cool. It's going to be on over, right? So we have something like on over. Okay, or we normally call, I think, y over. So if we have a y over here, which is cool, not a problem, but I'm thinking if we could include it in a custom variant, that would be cool. Okay, yeah, so if we could do that, not really even. So yeah, when you overwrite, we want to make sure that we take the text a little bit upward. So let's scroll down to where it is. So I want to move this upward the line, right? We'll take it to the top. Yeah, so while you overwrite, it's going to do y30. All right, and when it's visible, y0. So let's do that first. Let's start with those basics. So yeah, it's just going to be not really visible. Let's just do hidden. This is going to be initial. So this one would be the initial for us, right? So initially it's going to be y0, and when you override, it's going to be y30, or the opposite. Yeah, so initial is going to be 0. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now let's do y over, do custom variant dot shift up wrapper. So we override, there's some issues here. Let's see. Okay, so not really. So maybe it doesn't like work like that. So but let's see. Shift wrapper. Let me just define some configuration here first. Yeah, that might work. So initial. Alright, so not really like custom variants or whatever. We could as well just do the configuration here if we want. But I just want to be able to reuse it, but not as a variant. So maybe I'll just take that out. Not really needed here. Let's come here again. So here we're going to do whites on the over state. We do white 30. And white initial, white 0. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so you can see that really is very smooth. So now we're doing the opposite here. This is not the kind of behavior we want, right? So what we do want is we will need a way to be able to, when you hover, it goes up, not down. So yeah, so let's do -30. Very good. So this is exactly how the behavior of that card should be, right? Exactly. So this is looking good. Okay. Okay, maybe the initial, what I think I will do, maybe I'll scale it down a bit. I don't know, but let's see. Let's scale 0.5. Very good. I think I kind of like this, but we have to need to be very close to 1. Okay, that's good for for this last part, but that's not the intended behavior, right? So I'm just going to let it slide. So scale should still be 1. It's fine. So yeah, this is actually the intended behavior. Very good, very good. So I think this basically explains to you how how this comes together. So it's something that you can just pick up and modify on your own, or you can want to look deep into it and basically just modify it as a variant, right? But in this case, it's not needed. We just need a way to be able to play around with the cards, right? Which I think it's perfect. So yeah, and one other thing I would start doing now is to worry about the other part. And that honestly is, I think, is this part, right? So in the actual design, if you take a look at it, so yeah, when you override it, you see the text beneath it, right? That's for the trip planners section. So we're going to go over the trip planner section. So let's put this in here. Okay. Trip planner section. So now the thing with this, I think there's actually a little bit of flaw here. So let's fix it. It's supposed to be in row format. Okay, very good. So now what I want to do here is that by default this is hidden, but when you override we want to show it out, right? Which is very easy to do. So we want to go over the trip planner section. Trip planner section, here we go, and then we have the trip cards, right? So within the trip cards, let's import it. So we want to import motion from Figma motion. So now the thing now is this part, yeah. That's this part. Okay, so initially it's just going to be 0. Okay, so now let's do motion.div. Okay, so what we're going to define here is kind of very easy, and we want to do initial. So the initial state of this component is going to be id. So the initial state is going to be id. Okay, let's scroll down. Right, so oh, not really, right? So now initial state we can say opacity is equal to 0. And when it's animated, so y over opacity, we can put it to 1. Let's see what this will give us. Okay. Oh, okay. So now the thing is, we have to be able to do some certain thing here. Well, over here, we want to be able to call a function, right? And that function should be able to change most of the behavior here, right? All right. So let's do in here. I think this is just the image. You can do motion. The image y over and the image over. So let's create it as a function. Now we know. Okay, so okay. So what about takes in an object, right? So it needs to be able to return that object. Let's say return. Yeah, that should work. So whatever we are doing, we want to be able to return some sort of object, but then we'll catch whatever event is being thrown at us. Yeah, so y over, maybe we could do this. Okay. Opacity is 1. What's going around? What's going on there? Okay, so yeah, so I looked around. So the only way you can actually like achieve that is using the on over start and over end, right? So we're mostly like interested in this one, so we can use on over start. Right, so yeah, you can, it's expecting you to pass in like an event or whatever. Yeah, you can see it here. So we can grab that and just paste it in there. So what we do need though, apart from this, we need the on over end, right? Over ends. So this would be on over end. So now we need a state to be able to manage all of that, right? So we can do over set over. Okay, so here this one will just set over to true. The other one should just set over to false. Okay, so from here now we can know how to go around there, right? So yeah, so if okay, yeah, so if this one is actually in view or whatever, we just want to make sure that the over is true. We can set the opacity, pass it to 1 x0. Okay, so now let's check this out, and we take it down. Right, we're over, we can see nothing. Okay, so when the over is true, we're supposed to have this set to true. Okay, and okay, so once you display this here, and the way that will be, or the way that will work, is kind of okay. So let's see all the different properties attached to this. So we basically have the initial, we have the variant, we have the animate. Okay, so this is the animate part. Alright, so the opacity is going to be equal to 1, right? So if this depends on on the over. So if the over is true, animate equal to 1. Okay, let's refresh again. So opacity is going to be 0. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now we're able to have that running. So now the thing is, we have to take this to the top a bit. If you check what we have in the actual design, so this is actually the structure of it. Just going to grab this so we can visualize it better. Take it here and just going to paste it in there. So now the thing with this one is we have to look deep a bit, right? So we have to make sure we shift this one upwards and allow the text to come in from maybe the bottom or something, right? Okay, all right, so let's think about it this way. This is how we can mimic it. Okay, so you're going to actually animate into y is equal to -30, and yeah, so y equal to -30 of the actual image, right? Right, so let's go here. Okay, so what I'm even thinking is, let's put it here first. So y over opacity is going to, okay, we don't need opacity, we just need the y. So when the over y is going to be -30, and yeah, the other one is going to be 1. So let's check it out. Boom! You can see, guys, we are doing it, right? So the thing is, it still needs to go up from what we can see here. So let's do -40 or 50. Alright, so the thing now is we could have this, but then we want the text to slide into the top. Right, so let's go back. And okay, so when you maybe we will actually have to work with this margin top to reduce it a bit. Okay, so yeah, so let's remove this one. All right, so we want to bring this to the top. So y minus 32 and y is 0. So let's try this out. Boom, you can actually see, we can actually play around with the opacity so that we know what's going on. And the thing now is the opacity can be 1 and just be 0 here, right? Okay, so let's see, we already have 1. Okay. All right, so let's go back. Boom, I think this is exactly what we're looking for. So when you override this card, this is going to be the actual behavior of the cards, right? Which is wonderful, to be honest. Let's check it out on mobile. Okay, so now the thing now is we need to break this out, right? So we'll go to the time planner section. Here we can do scrum the gap of 8. Yeah, that should fix this. Yeah, so it's fixed. So you can see even on mobile, you can check that out. Sweet. So maybe the gap is too much, you can remove that. Okay, we do remove that, nothing happened, but that's fine. We have some margin bottom, so when I overwrite even on mobile, you can see that it has that kind of behavior, right? Yeah, I think this is actually very cool. I don't want to really like animate all the section of this application. I just wanted to show you that things like this are possible when you use Figma motion correctly, right? And then you can use it to juggle in your cards and so on, right? So now, the next part of this is for us to basically like try as much as possible to deploy this application, right? So the deployment process is always very easy, right? It's not something that takes time. So ideally, we just have our project pushed over to this project. We can easily just have this pushed over to GitHub, right? And then we can have this hooked up to Vercel, and then it's live, right? So there's no like complexity attached to any of this. It's just a way for us to be able to, manage our project. So whenever you have your project taken to Vercel, it is basically just linked. So CI/CD is in place automatically. So when you move any kind of adjustment to the main branch, any form of pull request to the main branch, it redeploys automatically, and then you get to see all the live changes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to push all of these changes. This is churn animation setup and commit this sync changes. So this is going to basically, seek all the changes. I hope it just deploys. All right. And while we are waiting for this to happen, maybe we can go into the actual branch and go to my repositories. Seem to have a quite of a network issue right here, honestly. Yeah, network issues. But that's fine. Let's go back to Vercel. So it's timing out due to network issues. So let's add new project. It's very simple. And let's grab one of those. Okay, so let's see if we could push. Let's import this one. deploy. Okay, it's not pushing. That's bad. Okay, let's see what's going on in the git logs. It's timeout. It's not able to access this. Definitely a network issue. Alright, so while we're waiting for that to happen, we're trying to build the application right here. So it's going to build, and yeah, obviously just to be deployed in the moment. Okay, so yeah, then we are almost there. Okay, go to dashboard. That's all deployed now. Okay, so trying to load our application.